Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rose Writes and I write and narrate Miraculous Ladybug fan fiction. Thank you so much to ChocoLuck Chipz for allowing me to use their amazing artwork in my thumbnail. If you'd like to check them out, their info will be linked below. Also, if you haven't seen the previous 15 parts of Adrienette April, I will link those below as well, so be sure to check them out. Massive thank you to all of you for 2,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I got over 100 subscribers this week. And I'm amazed. You guys are so sweet. I love talking to you in the comments and on Instagram. You guys are truly miraculous. And in my community tab, I will be posting a little bit about what I'm doing for 2,000 subscribers, which is going to be the winner will create an OC, and I will plug that into one of my Miraculous stories. So be tuned for that. It'll be on my community page, the details. And I can't wait. Now, without further ado, please enjoy day 16 of Adrienette April. Dance. Why are you making me go to this thing? I didn't want to. I mean, it's not like Adrien will be there. Marinette grumbled while Alia tightened her corset-backed dress, pulling it a bit too snug. Honestly, Marinette, if he would be there, would you have the guts to ask him to dance? Alia said, already knowing the answer. Marinette smoothed some stray wrinkles from her satin dress. It billowed down to her feet, nearly covering her glittery heels. The deep plum color paired with a mauve lip accentuated her alabaster skin tone with rosy undertones. Looking in the mirror, Marinette sighed, muttering, "I hate it when you're right." Alia swept her best friend's hair into a low-effort but classy-looking fishtail braid. "Come on, girl, don't worry about it. You can be my date." The girls walked in fashionably late, the dance floor already popping. Several sharply dressed teens moved and twirled about the dance floor. Marinette swiftly grabbed a cup of punch from the snack bar, then had a seat decently far away from the action. Alia danced with Nino to a few allegro numbers before sauntering over to Marinette, still moving and grooving. "Dance with me? You didn't think I forgot about you, did you?" Alia pressed her glasses up on her face, only for them to slide down the bridge of her nose again. Marinette tried to politely decline. "I'm way too introverted for this, actually." Small spaces with a bunch of sweaty people? Pass. She smiled, but anxiety caused her stomach to turn. "Suit yourself." Alia danced away to join her gyrating boyfriend. Nina was a supremely talented DJ, but a dancer? That was questionable. Marinette sat in a corner, sipping on her drink, people-watching. She observed Chloe forcing guys to dance with her, Sabrina buzzing around, making sure Chloe wasn't too hot or too thirsty. Mark and Nathaniel were coupled up, looking adorable in matching suits, as a slow song played. The song dwindled down as Marinette finished her punch. How much longer? Would Alia notice if she slipped out? Marinette stood to either exit the gymnasium or get more to drink. She hadn't decided yet, when a boy strutted in through the heavy metal doors. Maybe it was Marinette's imagination, but it seemed like all eyes flickered to him, a halo of light surrounding him. Adrien. Handsome and kind Adrien. He stood at the entrance surveying the crowd. His eyes settled on Marinette as he slowly walked her way. Her heartbeat quickened. She could hear it pound in her ears. Marinette's fresh acrylic nails pinched the palm of her hand, her knuckles turning even more white. She thought his father would forbid him from coming to something as frivolous as a dance. But here he walked, growing closer to her. Marinette propped herself against the table to help her stand, her knees weak. "Hi, Adrien," Marinette said with great effort as to not trip over her words. "I didn't think you'd be able to come." He laughed, causing Marinette's heart to ache. Oh, how could one human possibly be this perfect? "Yeah, I may have sort of, snuck out." Marinette's mouth dropped, then morphed into a sly smile. Bold move, Agreste, but I'm proud of you. Thank you. He paused, looking around at the familiar faces. Hey, would you like to get something to drink? He held out his arm for Marinette to grab. She stared at his arm for a long moment before hesitantly looping hers through his. He led her to the table, fixing both of them a punch glass, unaware of how badly she was freaking out. You look beautiful tonight, Adrien said, leading her back to a table to sit so they could enjoy their drinks. Really? Me? Thank you, Adrien. I was thinking the same thing, but about you, but not beautiful because you're a boy and so you're handsome, and even my words are clumsy. She shut herself up by taking a large sip of the red liquid. Marinette gave him the side eye to gauge his expression, but his face looked kind as he stared at her. He wore an expression Marinette had never seen before. The music turned from a high-tempo number into something a bit more subtle and slow. A song Marinette recognized but didn't know the name of. She made no motion to move. Adrien extended a hand to her, saying, Would you like to dance? She coughed a few times, taken off guard. Adrien, I don't know. I'm not very good. I'll help you, Adrien said gently, pulling Marinette to her feet, guiding her towards the dance floor. The floor began to clear out until they were all alone and spotlighted. The formerly bustling room stood still, all eyes fixed on the couple occupying the center. Adrien, everyone's staring, Marinette stuttered as Adrien led her in a graceful dance. Don't worry about them. It's just you and me now. His grip on her tightened as he pulled her closely against him. They twirled around and spun in circles, no one else existing in the world, just them. Marinette kept her gaze fixated on Adrien's emerald eyes. The song ended, and as it did, Marinette and Adrien didn't move, just looking into each other's eyes longingly. They suddenly became aware that they weren't alone when the talking finally continued and the crowd applauded them. Marinette turned beet red and she darted back to her safety table, out of sight from others. Adrien followed closely behind. I'm really glad I came out tonight, Adrien said, holding her hands. He looked out a close-by window, noticing the darkening skyline. I actually better go before my father notices I'm not in my room practicing piano, he chuckled. I'm glad you were here. This was fun, Marinette said, squeezing his hands. Goodbye, my princess. He bowed like a suitor before parting ways with royalty. He then stood, kneeling down, placed a soft kiss on her cheek, his lips lingering for a long moment. He cradled her neck and face in his hands. He bowed again before exiting the building, and as soon as he arrived, he was gone. Marinette sat, stunned. She stared after him, though she could no longer see him. Tonight he made her feel like Cinderella, and he was her Prince Charming. Except in her story, the prince ran away from the ball due to a curfew. But just like in that story, they'd have their moment again, including their happily ever after. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And once again, thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. It really means the world to me. And as always, stay miraculous.